How long do you think the government will survive?
I don't think this government's gonna last. They won't last till summer. And I'll get into why I think that way. But Mark Carney has made his biggest lie yet. The Canadian economy is about to boom. Well, maybe he's actually not lying if he means boom. It's only January 3rd, and Mark Carney's heading on vacation. That's right. Well, I guess you could call it a vacation, because every time he goes anywhere, he comes back with a zero trade deal, no trade deal. More like he comes back with additional tariffs. Oh yeah, we're gonna get into it in this report. All I have to say is hopefully you had your morning coffee. Let's get into this report. We're gonna have some fun in this report because the news is always so devastating, so we gotta have some laughs. But let's just take a look at when he actually said the who cares? When he said the who cares moment. That day, 3 articles came out and it said Canadians can't afford food. 2.2 million visits in a single month to the food bank. October 27, 2025, just 2 months ago. I guarantee you, the number is well above 2.2 million. It's been 2 months. Nothing is better. Nothing's better today. You know, Mark Carney said that he was the Trump whisperer, the only man that could negotiate a big win for Canada against Donald Trump. Remember his slogan, elbows up? I'm going to beat Trump up and we're going to win Canada. And that's why all of these elbows up voters voted for Mark Carney, because he's transformational. He's going to save us.
Put us in a strong position. See, this is a fundamental mistake that the Americans are making. They think they will weaken us. They think that they can own us, quite frankly. That's what they think. We are going to get stronger. We are going to wait this out. They're going to come to the table, and we're going to negotiate a good deal for the Canadians.
President Trump tends to be A, transactional, and B, very personal. And sometimes he thinks, or maybe you know differently. Apparently they say that you're the Trump whisperer of the leaders,
I'm not
and
sure
that you're on texting, relations with him, and you're constantly talking.
Now, Mark Carney's whole campaign was about capitalizing on Donald Trump being this common enemy that people could direct their anger and their fear towards. But what were the risks, or what could have been the risks to pinning your whole campaign on that, knowing what we know about Trump and how changeable he is, and how could things have maybe worked out differently? What are the risks on that?
Well, I think the risks were not so much in the campaign, because let's be honest, Mark Carney ran the better campaign. He set the ballot question. He spoke to the anxieties that were present across the country, and he won, right? So I think we could say that he had the better campaign. But the risks are about how he now has to govern, right? And I think you're seeing this play out already. He set the expectation that he could get a deal with Donald Trump, right? He occasionally say, oh, maybe I won't, but he often built the idea that it was on the table. He built the idea that setting up these new alliances, these new trade partnerships would be relatively easy. He set up the idea we could rebuild this trade infrastructure pretty quickly, that we could improve government services, build a bunch of homes pretty quickly. We're about to find out that a lot of that is much harder than it seems, and the high likelihood is that we're not going to get a deal with Donald Trump. If anything, the deal we already have, USMCA, could be at risk, right? We're going to have to face facts.
It will require sacrifices.
We're going to have to make some sacrifices over the next number of years if this trade war continues, as it probably will. We're going to have to face more sacrifices if the U.S. government does go the illiberal route that Donald Trump is currently taking it. If American democracy is indeed at threat, that is an enormous risk to us. I don't think Mark Carney was 100% honest with people about the degree of that challenge. I mean, how can you be on the campaign trail? But nevertheless, I'm not sure everyone is alive to just how painful the next few years could be.
Well, this was Donald Trump not too long ago, and he had something to say to Mark Carney.
We will have most of our deals finished, if not all. We haven't really had a lot of luck with Canada. I think Canada could be one where they'll just pay tariffs, not really a negotiation. We're working very diligently with Europe, the EU, which covers a lot of territory, a lot of countries, and that's the big one right now. We have the confines of a deal with China, but we haven't really. We don't have a deal with Canada. We haven't been focused on it.
Can you believe it? He has potentially a deal with China, Europe, actually the entire world, even Mexico. But Canada? Oh, Canada. No deal. No deal. Our Trump whisperer is so bad at negotiating. Instead of making deals, he sends Doug Ford to create ads that get billions of views and blows up trade talk. We haven't talked to Donald Trump ever since that blow up. So why do you think I say this government's not going to last till summer? Because in June, we have the renegotiation, the termination of the USMCA. Do you honestly believe that we're going to get a successful negotiation with Donald Trump since we're not even talking? We're talking about future talking. We might talk, but maybe not talk. Yeah, that's where we're at in this negotiation. So I see a snap election in the spring or before June so that Mark Carney could pump the markets or pump something, start doing something, and then try to get a majority government, because this minority is not going to last anything. And he's going to want to do it before the failure of the renegotiation of the USMCA. Mark my words. Just as all of this is happening, it's official, Canada. Starting today, Alberta Independent Signature Drive begins. There's a 120-day window to gather 177,732 signatures. So from today all the way to May 2nd, let's see how many signatures sign Alberta independence. Imagine there's 500,000 Canadians that sign this thing. Well, 500,000 Albertans that sign this thing. What's that going to say to Mark Carney? Oh yeah, things have begun. I will be following this closely and providing updates for all of you. Before we get into Mark Carney's wonderful vacation, the guy spends more time in the plane than he does on the ground. I mean, it's incredible how much air miles this guy does. Well, he just committed another $2.5 billion to Ukraine with a meeting with Zelensky just a few days ago. And now, where is he going? Oh, let's take a look. But first, the National Roast has created this video for all of us. There's Mark Carney, and there is Zelensky. And we all know what movie this is from. Counting the Cash. Oh, yeah. And would you take a look at that? They accidentally sat beside a laundry machine. Oh, just absolutely priceless. One more from National Roast. Canadians start identifying as Ukrainian in hopes that Carney will stand with them for once. Oh yeah, you know what? If we all just start telling everybody that we are Ukrainian, maybe, just maybe, our government will start investing in us for once. So here it is, Canada.
News in Russia's war on Ukraine. The Prime Minister's office says Mark Carney will be going to Paris next week for a key meeting of Ukraine's allies. Carney will be taking part in a summit for the Coalition of the Willing. That's the group of countries that make up Ukraine's strongest military and financial supporters. The Prime Minister met with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky last Saturday and pledged another $2.5 billion in assistance from Canada. France's President Emmanuel Macron will host next Tuesday's meeting. Macron says the focus will be on what he calls concrete security guarantees for Ukraine. Zelensky says those guarantees will be crucial for the peace proposal.
Oh, God. Okay. Just so everybody knows, we sent $2.5 billion additional. So this $24.5 billion, which is the #1 contributor to Ukraine per capita on the planet. And get this, I have a feeling that this meeting is for boots on the ground. They've been discussing it all last year, but now we're flying to France for security agreement. That means personnel, in my opinion. I don't know, just putting it out there. We'll see. But in a few more days, Mark Carney is going to be in France with his best buddy, Macron. And oh yeah, that guy. And while all of this is happening, Canadians are growing impatient. They are not happy, very impatient. Even the elbows up folks are starting to get a little bit cranky with the lack of progress with Canada and the US trade relations. A new Leger poll suggests. That's right. Canadians are like, hello, you promised us this wonderful trade deal. The number one Trump whisperer, the guy that's gonna get it done, has done absolutely nothing. Yeah, he's just flying around the planet saying we're getting all these deals. We have nothing to show for it. And Canadians are waking up. So I posted, half of Canadians tried to warn the other half. Donald Trump endorsed Mark Carney for a reason. He knew that he wouldn't fight back. He would kneel down to Donald Trump. 9 months in, and there's no trade deal. There's no leverage. There's no results. And yeah, Canadians are finally waking up. You know, this is what we currently have. Eventually, when Canadians do wake up, we're going to get something that looks a lot more like this. A beautiful family. Yeah, that's right. Our core values. Family number one. Then our friends and community. Then at the last position is the government. It's the one of last resort. A small, tiny little government that gets out of the way and allows us to prosper. Allows families to prosper. This is Canada's future. You know, this new liberal government is actually worse than the previous liberal government. There are so many pressing issues that should be number one on the list of what they should be tackling. They are making this high-speed rail, which is hardly the highest priority for Canadians. Like, we need this. They're like, we got to get this high-speed rail. In reality, they should be focusing on making sure that every single Canadian across this country has a family physician, a doctor. Is that too much to ask for? Every Canadian deserves to have a family doctor. That should be our prime objective. Forget the high-speed rail. If you don't have a doctor, who cares about getting to somewhere fast? Because if you're not going to be around very long, that is a major issue. Here's Mark Carney's official announcement. He'll be in Paris on the 5th and 6th. So it's the 3rd today. That means in 2 days from now, I think he's going to go early so he can spend a little bit of time with Macron in some chalet somewhere, drinking champagne and probably sitting in some hot tubs like he did in the summertime with Doug Ford in the chalet. Remember when they shared some fireplace and they sat in the hot tub and looked at the stars together? I have a feeling he's going to do the same. Hopefully there's paparazzi there so we could see this hot tub session. Actually, wait a second. I don't want to see the hot tub session. But if there is a picture, I'll still show it. But I'll warn you before I show you the hot tub session. How about that? I had some fun in the summertime and I created Mark Carney and Doug Ford near the fire. And here they are in the hot tub together because they just mentioned they did the two. I just had to give the visual for everybody to see. We'll see what happens in Paris. But this is a reminder. These are actual pictures of Justin Trudeau and Emmanuel Macron when he went and visited him in Paris. We got him in the bush. We got this like beautiful, I don't know what they're doing. And yeah, the head holding and oh God. Hopefully we don't get any pictures from Mark Carney. Are they going to be better than these? I don't know. I got an update from Moose on the Loose, and look at this. I actually made the list. Moose included me. I didn't even talk to him. He just put me on the list. So what happened is Moose on the Loose said incorrectly added too many views for the mainstream media because he included shorts. So yeah, you can't include shorts. These are main long form videos. And because he did that, he adjusted the mainstream media figures. And now if you look at the two, you could see 1.4 billion for CBC and they have 426 million views. for that much money, and we'll do a calculation where independent media is paid by nobody. We're supported by people like you that watch our show on a daily basis. And it is my honor that I'm actually on the list. This is last year was my first year making YouTube videos. This year, I'm going to be making a video every single day for all of you. And I've already mentioned that I'm going to be doing some collabs with all of the top creators across Canada. More specifically, I've been in contact with the Pleb. We're going to be working on an exclusive show once a week going live so that we can answer questions and we can bring on guests. And we're going to have a great time with all of you, showing the most viral clips and having reaction videos, questions. It's going to be a great show. This is going to be a separate show, not on my account here. I'm going to continue with my daily data-driven content reports. But that show is just going to be alive and a lot of fun on a weekly. We're going to let everybody know when we're going to do the weekly drop so that you don't miss the weekly show. I've done the calculation. For 426 million views divided by the $1.4 billion that they get in subsidies, that's $3.28 per view our government is giving CBC. If we gave Moose on the Loose $3.28 per view, how much money would that be for him? Moose on the Loose. You're not going to believe this. You are not going to believe this. Moose on the Loose would be getting from our government $240 million last year for his 73 million views. You can't make any of this stuff up, Canada. Do you know how much I would make? Let's just times it by 3 because $3 times 7.1 million, that's $21 million. I would be very well off if I made that type of money. I'd be giving a lot of that money to you and the food bank. But that is incredible. That's how much money our mainstream media is being paid right now. An astronomical amount of money. Just imagine these wonderful creators got just pennies of what they get. Imagine how much better the quality and content would be with that kind of funding. It would be insane. You're not going to believe this. The Liberals are sending emails and sending mail to Canadians asking them for money. That's right. After they sent all of our money, our tax dollars, to Ukraine, now they want more. And this is after tax dollars. You need to send us more money, so chip in to help build Canada even stronger in 2028. Build it stronger. Oh boy, you can't make any of this stuff up. Are you going to be donating any additional money to them? I got 2 more clips before the end of this report. You're not going to want to miss both of these clips. This one's only 1 minute. The other one is freaking hilarious, so don't miss that one. Let's go. Oh, and this is a moment of truth. On Vashi Capello on Power Play, CTV is showing a moment of truth. Unbelievable. That's why I want to show this to you.
Ashton, what's the big story from where you sit?
Who cares, Vashi? Who cares? Clearly not Prime Minister Carney. And I think that clip obviously was in reference to trade negotiations with President Trump, which I'll remind your viewers, again for the dozenth time, have not come to fruition as Mr. Carney has promised. But who cares really applies to the entire mantra of this Liberal government. Who cares? Who cares about the unemployment rate? Who cares about the fact that more Canadians are going hungry? Who cares about the fact that crime continues to be rampant? Who cares about the fact that the immigration system remains broken and abused? I think that phrase really encapsulates Prime Minister Carney's vision, unfortunately, for this country to the detriment of Canadians. And I think he's going to pay down the road a very big price for that kind of approach, that kind of attitude, and for those words specifically.
Do you see how the panel? Look at her face and look at that one over there and look at Vashi. Look at Vashi's face. But you know what? This guy, he just bang on. I mean, he spoke the truest words. There is no better words than what he just described because it's straight up factual and it's the truth. Who cares? This government really doesn't care about us. Look, he's going to France and Paris, sending all this money to Ukraine when we have so many problems at home. And that's why I make my content. It's for all of you out there that are struggling. We need to get back to hope. We are hopeless right now. And I am happy to report that one of my favorite content creators is back for the new year. RPN is back and he's making the best meme videos around. And I absolutely love this guy. He needs to continue. I'm going to leave you with this wonderful video of Doug Ford, Chrystia Freeland, and oh yeah, Olivia Chow breaking it down at Grandma's Cherry Pie.
Look.